You know, the one thing that I noticed tonight when I'm tweeting live during Smackdown was that a lot of people take what I say as gospel. And I don't want that to be the case, man. I really don't want that to be the case. I do want you guys to be logical and smart and knowledgeable in your own assessments of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, okay? I want you guys to see what I am watching. I tweet what I see, and in turn, you guys either agree with me, disagree with me, and we all have a good time. But I don't want you guys to be blind to what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people tonight came to me, a lot of people, and I don't mind that you tell me how you're feeling, because quite frankly, that's what I use Twitter for. I let you guys know exactly how I'm feeling, when I'm feeling it, at that certain moment in which I pick up my phone or I'm on my laptop tweeting. It could be during the day at work, it could be during Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, NXT, Lucha Underground, TNA, it doesn't matter. I let you know exactly what I am feeling, how I am seeing things, and then we come on here and we discuss. It's been the same formula. It's been the same formula for years now. But I want you guys to have logic when you are tweeting me. A lot of people told me today, JD Smackdown sucks. JD Smackdown is boring. JD, I can't get through 1 hour of Smackdown. JD, this show sucks, etc., etc., on and on and on. I pose this simple question to you guys, honestly. You watch SmackDown tonight, and it's easy for you to say that it sucks. But 100% of the people tweeting at me, telling me that SmackDown sucks, more than likely, you are watching Monday Night Raw. So, if SmackDown sucks, what does that make Monday Night Raw? What do you think about Monday Night Raw? Obviously, what you're telling me is, JD, I'm a fucking idiot who is illogically tweeting you on Twitter, who does not process thoughts before he fucking uses his thumbs to type away on his fucking mobile device. That's what I'm seeing from all this. I want you guys to have logic. And I want you guys to see what I am seeing. This is why I come on here and I express the opinions that I do. I want you guys to see things from a real wrestling fan's perspective. Not someone who's going to fucking suck cock. Not someone who's going to fucking be completely up WWE's ass. This is a WWE related channel. But that doesn't mean we have to fucking bend over backwards and praise WWE at every chance that we get. The show, the company as a whole, is fucking garbage right now. The draft has done nothing as far as generate excitement. Obviously, SmackDown, from what we've seen, is the better of the two shows. They haven't been overwhelmingly fucking fantastic where I'm going to go out and fucking buy balloons and throw a fucking parade and go order a fucking keg of beer and just get fucking smashed. I'm not going to do that for SmackDown. It hasn't been overwhelmingly fucking, you know what? This show is fucking orgasmic. No. Monday Night Raw, more likely than not, each and every Monday is going to fucking put me in an early grave for the night. Dead. We're fucking desensitized to Monday Night Raw, man, because we expect it to be fucking garbage. And more likely than not, it is going to end up being fucking garbage. But that doesn't mean we can't come on here and bitch and moan and complain about the fucking logic that they show us on Monday nights. They show zero logic. So for the people telling me JD SmackDown sucks, what does that make Monday Night Raw? What does that make Monday Night Raw in your eyes? It makes no sense to me why you're telling me SmackDown sucks. I want you guys to watch the show and realize what they are doing. What is behind every action that they show you on television. This was a decent go-home show. This was a better go-home show than anything Monday Night Raw has done all year. Even the fucking go-home show for WrestleMania was fucking terrible. SmackDown has direction. SmackDown has logic. Everything that SmackDown does might not be fucking balls to the wall fucking excitement. But all I want as a wrestling fan is for things to make sense. I don't want to be perceived as a fucking asshole when I'm watching the show. I don't feel like a fucking asshole when I'm watching SmackDown. I feel like a fucking asshole when I'm watching Monday Night Raw because they just constantly, week after week after week, do shit that doesn't make sense. Everything that SmackDown did tonight made sense. Everything that SmackDown has been doing has made sense. There's one thing that stands out as the biggest difference between both shows. SmackDown is consistent, whereas Monday Night Raw is inconsistent. And this is the God-honest truth. And anybody with a functioning brain in their skulls could realize this. But most of you are telling me, JD, SmackDown sucks. Whatever the case may be, SmackDown sucks. I want you guys to open your eyes and realize that what you're telling me in SmackDown sucks is wrong. SmackDown is the A show right now. We discussed this last week. They are the A show in comparison to Monday Night Raw. They are making the most that they can on Tuesday nights with less. The 2-hour format is so much easier to watch. And they're making everything feel important. There's less filler on SmackDown. And when you have less filler, and when you have a direct path of where you want to go, and a direct path of where a storyline wants to go, it's going to equal less filler, and things are going to make sense. That doesn't happen on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown is being booked as if it was NXT. And Ryan Ward came from NXT, the head writer of SmackDown, and he's taking what he's learned there in the old school, old-fashioned way of doing things, and he's applying that to SmackDown. You know for a fact it feels different than it does Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw has Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn DNA written all over it. And the DNA is of people who are out of touch. Ryan Ward is young. Stephanie McMahon is fucking completely in over her head with everything on SmackDown. So is Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. You got Ryan Ward, you got Shane McMahon, you got Daniel Bryan, and you got Road Dogg, and you got all these other guys that got vision on SmackDown. SmackDown has vision where Monday Night Raw is fucking blind. They don't know what they want to do on a week-to-week basis. Their pay-per-views don't feel important. Their fucking women's championship match on Monday Night Raw last night was nothing but an uneventful, unimportant, 15-minute fucking 4-commercial break mess. And if you guys missed my review, last night's rant really was the fucking personification of a fan's frustration with Monday Night Raw. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. SmackDown, everything that happens on No Mercy on Sunday, it will at least feel somewhat important because WWE gave ample time to everything that is taking place on that show. And every segment that is going to be taking place on No Mercy that was delivered tonight on SmackDown made you want to watch No Mercy. That's the difference. Has anything Monday Night Raw's done lately make you want to go out and watch Hell in a Cell? Of course not. Of course not. They're using the structure and they're devaluing the structure for shock and awe. And that is pretty much it. They're putting Rusev and Roman Reigns inside a Hell in a Cell where the match does not need Hell in a Cell. There are rumors going around now, which I hope are completely fabricated, that Charlotte and Sasha Banks again will be going one-on-one for the Women's Championship, this time inside Hell in a Cell. Can someone please tell me why these two women need to be put inside Hell in a Cell? It makes no sense. And WWE is desperately trying to fucking create a revolution that is pretty much being stripped down and showcased as one of its weakest aspects. Monday Night Raw is in shambles. But SmackDown sucks. You guys got to open your eyes and you guys got to watch intently. You guys got to watch intently as a wrestling fan. You guys got to watch SmackDown as a JD. You don't have to watch SmackDown like a fucking goon, like a casual fucking goon each and every week. You know, WWE and what you see on television is more than just, oh, he should have won or he should have lost based on who you like better and who you dislike. It's more than that. It's fucking logic. Things need to happen and things need to make sense. Because if you're watching it and you don't have a problem with anything that's going on, behind your back, WWE is insulting your intelligence. And everything that they've done on Monday Night Raw has insulted my intelligence for the last 3 fucking years. SmackDown was supposed to be this great show. Coming out of the draft, Monday Night Raw hit a grand slam. And what happened? The tides have changed. SmackDown is now the A show, and Monday Night Raw is the fucking B show. But it's still operating under the A show moniker. Give me a break. SmackDown put on a decent show tonight. Things made sense, and that's all I care about, man. That is all I care about. I don't give a fuck if we see hardly any wrestling on SmackDown, as long as things make sense. Monday Night Raw does not make any sense. But continue to say SmackDown sucks. Please do so. You're the one who's looking foolish in the end, not me. Don't tweet me your concerns. And don't fucking piggyback off of me simply because you wholeheartedly agree with my negativity on a week-to-week basis. It's okay to be positive at times, man. It really is. You think I want to come on here and be overly negative on the product each and every fucking week? Of course not. I am making you understand the product every single week, or at least I am trying to. SmackDown is easy to understand. And I want you guys to understand that what they are doing is right. No mercy. I'm looking forward to it. Hell in a Cell? I wish I could say the same. SmackDown tonight live from San Diego, California. Bray Wyatt and Kane open the show, man. And I can't tell you, no matter who's in the ring, obviously we all know Kane is Get Off My TV Hall of Fame. Bray Wyatt hasn't done anything on WWE television in the last 3 years. He's nothing but a glorified jobber. We understand this. Instead of being the face of fear, he has been the face of failure. But I can't begin to tell you how refreshing it is to start a show without a long-winded promo segment by a Roman Reigns, by a Lana, by a Rusev, by a Stephanie McMahon, by a Mick Foley. It is refreshing to start the show and be given a wrestling match to begin the show. I mean, for Christ's sake, we're watching a wrestling program. We're not watching a fucking soap opera. I want to see in-ring action. And it's refreshing to see Bray Wyatt and Kane begin the show in a wrestling match. Now, obviously, we don't want to see Kane, and Bray Wyatt has been nothing but fucking a waste of talent for the last couple of years, but it's nice to see something except authority figures. So, I was okay with the ending. And the match really didn't even mean anything. Kane and Bray Wyatt opened the show, but this was a grander scheme. This was the start of an ongoing storyline that was going to proceed throughout the entire show. Remember what Bray Wyatt did last week. Bray Wyatt did nothing but stalk Randy Orton. Randy Orton, with 1 week left to go on the go-home show, played mind games with the Master. He played mind games with Bray Wyatt. And instead of Bray Wyatt stalking him, Randy Orton stalked Bray Wyatt to the best of his ability. That's all that was. Randy Orton came on the Titantron, and he distracted Kane and Bray Wyatt. The match pretty much came to a halt. And he was upside down, speaking in Bray Wyatt terms and Bray Wyatt language. He had the whole Bray Wyatt psychology down. He was upside down on the Titantron, like Bray Wyatt's crawling around upside down in the ring. And Bray Wyatt said, fuck this. Kane is of no importance to me. He went straight to the back because he wanted to hunt down Randy Orton for mocking him. And that was pretty much it. Bray Wyatt got himself counted out in a match he really didn't give a shit about. Kane wins by count out, But the bigger picture here is Randy Orton now playing mind games with Bray Wyatt. So obviously SmackDown was off to a decent start based on that fact alone. Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Bella. This was supposed to be a one-on-one match. I was excited to see this match. I really enjoyed the work of Nikki Bella as of late. She seems very, very focused. She seems very, very focused as of late since coming back from injury, and I can appreciate that, man. I really do. She's not being overexposed. She's being put in a situation where she's putting younger talent over. She's putting the newer divas over, or the newer women over, and I like that role, man. And she's not half bad in the ring. Like I said, being very focused, coming back from injury, I can appreciate that as a fan, and I certainly do see it. Alexa Bliss, she's one of the better things in the women's division on SmackDown, man. I have big plans, and I have big high hopes for Alexa Bliss, man. She is great at what she does. Her facial expressions are great. Her mannerisms are great. Her heel-like demeanor and attitude is great, and it's something the women's division certainly needs on SmackDown. They need that vile, villainous heel in the women's division, and Alexa Bliss is coming along very, very quickly and pretty much staking the claim as the number one women's heel in that division, man. That's something I can also appreciate. This match was a disqualification. Carmella was sitting at ringside next to JBL, and she was explaining to the commentators why she has been attacking Nikki Bella. She feels that Nikki Bella is a threat to her, and Nikki Bella is going to remain a threat. You know, there's new women on the roster. Nikki's spot is now being threatened, she feels. So, at the end of this match, Nikki threw Alexa Bliss into Carmella, and a big brawl happened in the ring. Becky Lynch came running down with the championship as if she was like fucking, she couldn't bear to part ways with it. I don't know why she had to run down with the fucking title like she did. She could have just left the title in the back. So, what this did was lead to a tag team match. I'd like to thank Teddy Long for booking this tag team title match unexpectedly tonight. Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella versus Carmella and Alexa Bliss. This match went 3 minutes, and Becky Lynch was pinned. Becky Lynch was pinned by the woman that's going to be challenging her for the Women's Championship at No Mercy. Twisted Bliss by Alexa Bliss off the top rope. Very nicely done. Nice way to gain some momentum going into No Mercy. Now, I don't think Alexa Bliss is going to come out on top and be crowned the new women's champion. It would make no sense for Becky Lynch to win the championship and then immediately drop it 3 weeks later to Alexa Bliss. So there's no doubt in my mind that Becky Lynch is going to win this match. But it's nice to know that WWE is positioning Alexa Bliss in a strong fashion. She's going to be made to look good here. She was obviously looking good here with the Twisted Bliss pinning the champion, and I think she's going to look good in a losing effort at No Mercy. Becky Lynch fully is going to walk into No Mercy and retain that title, but Alexa Bliss, man, coming along very nicely. The women's division has so much more focus than it does on Monday Night Raw. WWE is merely using Sasha and Charlotte on Monday Night Raw. Now you add Bayley in there. They're merely using those women on Monday Night Raw to build that division because they have nothing else. Because they failed at building new stars. They failed with the concept of this draft to get other women over. That's where they failed. And that's what you guys don't seem to understand. Everybody seems to be okay with Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley being on television in a revolving row, in a revolving way each and every single fucking week. That's all they have. How many times can you see that before you start getting bored of it? You know, it only takes a couple of weeks. It only takes a month or so to finally get bored of what Monday Night Raw is doing with the women. They failed at building new stars. They haven't pushed anybody else. Nia Jax has been on 1 week, off 3 weeks, on 1 week, off 2 weeks. Alicia Fox is a decent in-ring talent who was on her way to getting over, and WWE pulled the plug on that. She's there waiting. Summer Rae is decent. She's waiting. You got Emma, who now they're transforming into a fucking runway model type gimmick, and they're shedding away the Emma gimmick that we all love, the glasses and the black glove and the fucking badass Emma gimmick. So, Monday Night Raw clearly doesn't know what they're fucking doing, and they're merely using Charlotte and Sasha's marketability and name value to proclaim that this is a revolution. It's not. The revolution that you're wanting for, the revolution that you want to see, is on SmackDown. I don't know what it's going to take to open you guys up and see What's happening on SmackDown trumps literally everything on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown's women have direction. Monday Night Raw's women do not. It doesn't take a lot to see that. And if you've been watching SmackDown and you're going to be watching No Mercy on Sunday, you're going to see the type of direction I'm talking about. More women on SmackDown getting over because they're getting television time. Naomi has time. Natalya has time. Carmella has time. Alexa Bliss has time. Nikki, Becky. They all have been given ample time. For Christ's sakes, they were all put in a match that went nearly 20 fucking minutes at Backlash, which was one of the best matches on the card. If that doesn't show you that SmackDown is invested in giving everyone equal opportunity, I don't know what else to tell you, man. Monday Night Raw is doing it the wrong way. SmackDown, they're doing it the opposite. They're doing things the right way. They're doing things that was intended coming out of the draft. Monday Night Raw, it's like a draft hasn't even happened as far as they're concerned. We get the Vaudevillains. Vaudevillains on SmackDown. For all those people asking me, JD, are they still employed? Yes, they are. They went against the Hype Bros. Mid-match here, the Ascension come out, and they're just looking on, man. Very, very old school vibe from the Ascension. They didn't do anything. They didn't interfere. They didn't get involved. They just looked on from the ramp. Scouting competition, man. And one can only hope that the Ascension, who I was a big fan of in NXT, I hope they come up and get some decent television time here, and they're at least pushed up a notch in the tag team division because they are too good to be wasted away as well. So here the Hype Bros, they have proclaimed that no more partying. There will be no more partying until they win the WWE Smackdown Live Tag Team Championships. They took care of the Vaudevillains quite easily. This was a glorified squash match that went 4 minutes. Hype Rider, one of the best finishing moves for a tag team in all of WWE. So pretty, man. So pretty. And Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder get the win here. As the Ascension point out the Hype Bros, they want the Hype Bros next. And like I said, Ascension watching the match, very old school vibe there with them. Miz TV. Miz TV, man. And he has a special DOLPHumentary. So this was probably the best segment of the entire show. And I said it on Twitter. If you're looking at main roster storylines right now only, because my favorite storyline right now is the ongoing one with Samoa Joe and William Regal on NXT. Samoa Joe is probably the best thing, besides Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode as well, but that's a given. But Samoa Joe right now, as far as the storyline goes, is the best heel, the best villain, the best badass in all of WWE. What he's doing with NXT and William Regal and sabotaging shows and pretty much calling out William Regal to take the title off of Nakamura, being that he's hurt now, and to make a decision on whether he keeps the title or it's back to Joe. That's been the best thing right now, man. Samoa Joe hijacking shows that William Regal is putting on for NXT television. This, Miz TV with Dolph Ziggler, is probably the best thing on the main roster right now, excluding what Chris Jericho is doing. Chris Jericho obviously has been an entertaining aspect of Raw. Without Chris Jericho, Monday Night Raw would be that much worse. Imagine that. And it's not even in a wrestling capacity. Monday Night Raw, just think about that. Monday Night Raw would be a lot worse without Chris Jericho, and it's all due to his fucking brilliance on the microphone and his personality and his charisma. It's not even in a wrestling role, man. Jericho is fucking gold. And if Monday Night Raw did not have that, look at how worse Monday Night Raw would be, man. We would have never gotten these segments with The New Day and the list of Jericho and, the segments with Kevin Owens. Just brilliant. This is the best thing on the main roster right now as far as storyline goes. Dolph Ziggler putting his career on the line against The Miz. This video package that they showed tonight, they showed a video package. The Miz had put a video package together, a 24-hour WWE Network special on Dolph Ziggler pretty much becoming a failure in the WWE. And it highlighted everything that has gone wrong for Dolph Ziggler, man. It was actually called Success of a Failure. He's been nothing but a failure in all his WWE tenure. And they showcased everything from his time as a golf caddy. I don't know who that was for, though. If anybody can just fill me in, man, on who that character was. Who was he a golf caddy for? Because I seen one scene where he was pulling a golf club out of a golf bag. I don't know who that was for. But then they showed the Spirit Squad stuff. They showed the Spirit Squad getting dumped on with fucking Nickelodeon slime, as they were nothing but Vince McMahon's puppets against D-Generation X. And then they showed Dolph Ziggler winning the championship and then fucking falling from grace soon after that. And then they showed Dolph Ziggler in a Kiss My Arse match with Sheamus, and then they showcased Dolph Ziggler never able to win the big one. And it was nothing but all of his fucking worst highlights all in one package, which was brilliant. Which was brilliant, man. And it goes to show you, you're watching this at home and you're realizing, God, Dolph Ziggler's career has been fucking awful. The guy is worth so much more, and this is truly the highlights of this guy's career. And then I'm thinking, when he did win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he won that by cashing Money in the Bank, how big that reaction was for Dolph Ziggler, man. Still to this day, when Dolph Ziggler won the World Heavyweight Championship, the reaction that he got was fucking unbelievable. The time he was with AJ Lee and Big E, right? He won the fucking World Championship. People were ready to see Dolph succeed because they recognized talent. They recognized someone who truly deserved it. All the hard work that he's put in now is finally paying off. Can you imagine what Dolph Ziggler, or how Dolph Ziggler's career would have ended up if he didn't receive a concussion? He had to pretty much vacate the title almost immediately after winning it because of Jack Swagger. He got a concussion, and he was out for 6 weeks, probably longer, more than 2 months. So he was more than likely 2 months he was out, and they stripped him of the title. It wasn't even Dolph's fault. You know, he was stripped of the championship, and WWE, when he came back, he was never in the same position that he was in. You know, things would have ended up quite differently if Dolph Ziggler didn't go out with injury and didn't have to vacate that championship. And it's always going to be a what-if story with Dolph Ziggler. But they pretty much highlighted his worst attributes here, his worst career highlights. And obviously Dolph Ziggler was in on this. And it really makes you wonder, is this the end? It's like WWE is, and I would not be surprised of this. It's like WWE is putting a package of his worst, most embarrassing highlights together, and they're going to kick him out because they really don't give a shit about Dolph Ziggler. I would not be surprised if WWE did that and end up kicking this guy to the curb, you know? But this was great. The Miz showcased this highlight package. The promo interactions between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler have been fucking A+. And after everything, The Miz has a going-away present for Dolph Ziggler. The fucking Spirit Squad comes out, man. Kenny and Mikey come out, and they start cheering. They start cheering with The Miz. Ziggler, you could see crack a smile because this was one of the most embarrassing gimmicks for him. It got his start, but it was very embarrassing. And then The Miz says, you know, the Ziggler can join them and go to these bingo halls and do these $5 autograph signings. And they start cheering Dolph's name and they start doing cheers. And all of a sudden, they attack Dolph Ziggler. And they're putting the boots to Dolph Ziggler. Dolph fights them off. The Miz bails, and he barely missed a super kick. The Miz bails. He evades a super kick. So, Dolph Ziggler, in the end, I don't know how this is going to end up, man. I really don't. I haven't heard anything else about Dolph Ziggler here. But as far as I'm concerned, I see him completely losing this match. And I think Dolph Ziggler's going to be done as far as SmackDown and WWE goes. Just the way it is, man. But this was a great segment. It was very entertaining. Miz is on top of his game right now on the microphone. As far as an Intercontinental Champion, not really that impressed. But as a heel and as a character right now, he is hitting his mark every single time. So it was a decent segment tonight. Very, very entertaining. You had the DOLPHumentary and the Spirit Squad came out, and they pretty much embarrassed Dolph Ziggler to the point where his old teammates attacked him, and he fought them off. Miz evades a super kick. Now they go on to No Mercy, career versus IC title. Can't wait to see it, man. I am very, very invested in this match. Jey Uso versus Jason Jordan. This one went 1 minute. and Jason Jordan beat Jey Uso. Usos then send Gable into the steps and chop block Jordan, man. The chop blocking continues. Rhino and Heath Slater come out for the save. Really nothing else there. Obviously, you got Rhino and Slater versus the Usos at No Mercy for the Tag Team Championships. We will talk about that more on Off the Script. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has been locked up in one of those carriers, those truck carriers that hinge to the back of the trucks, and he's just sitting in there, man. He's like enclosed in this fucking steel prison. And he's got the rocking chair in the middle of this room, right? And he's talking to himself. He's pacing back and forth until the final scene. You see Bray Wyatt sit in the rocking chair, and the camera is facing him. You can't see what's on the other side of the camera. He's motioning to Sister Abigail. He's like, Sister Abigail, I've missed you so much. Please take me away. So this was very intriguing, because does this mean that WWE is going to introduce Sister Abigail? Will we see Sister Abigail at No Mercy? Will we see Sister Abigail on WWE television? You know, Bray Wyatt's alone right now. Eric Rowan's going to be out 6 to 8 months with a torn rotator cuff. WWE did not acknowledge this. WWE hasn't made mention of it on television or on WWE.com. I'm assuming they will. But Bray Wyatt right now is without Eric Rowan. So it makes me believe that we're going to see Luke Harper in some way on SmackDown. I think that's going to be the best fit for him. I think Luke Harper on Monday Night Raw, he'll just get swallowed up by the fucking constant bullshit that's going on over there. Luke Harper will flourish on SmackDown. Luke Harper can join Bray Wyatt. But we'll see. But he did motion to Sister Abigail, and then when Randy Orton opened this door, this steel prison, right? Bray Wyatt was no longer there. He was gone. He disappeared. Randy Orton fucking destroying the rocking chair. Can't believe that Bray Wyatt has played more mind games when Randy Orton thought he got one over on Bray Wyatt. So that was pretty much it. All he did was find an empty chair. Very intriguing stuff. So WWE has done a very good job at building Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for No Mercy. And I was one who asked why these two are fighting, that I'm not interested in it. WWE has done a very, very good job at making me at least somewhat care for what they're doing at No Mercy. We got Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger, man. This was probably the match of the night, man. This is a very, very good match for both men. You know, Jack Swagger making his SmackDown Live debut post-draft. And Baron Corbin is Baron Corbin, man. He's the lone wolf. This is a very, very even match. This was a very highly competitive match, man. These are two guys that could move in the ring. And this is what I explained with Baron Corbin, man. Baron Corbin, back down in NXT, was wrestling guys like Austin Aries, and he was wrestling smaller guys like Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn. And it was always to Baron Corbin's speed. And it was always methodical and slow-paced, where he should have been at least stepping up his game and wrestling somewhat of a more intense match, a sped-up match, to appease the skills of a Sami Zayn or an Apollo Crews or a Austin Aries. Here, these guys, they really let it go. You know, Jack Swagger is athletic. He's an All-American wrestler. Baron Corbin is a Golden Glove champion. His fists are lethal weapons, man. This is a very, very good matchup, and it was very nicely paced. The pacing of this match was great. The pacing of this match made me want to see it more. And the fact that Jack Swagger got Baron Corbin in the ankle lock and the people actually jumped up from their seats gives me hope that people will care about this feud, and one of these guys in the end will get over. But in the end here, WWE pulled a ruse. They pulled a smart one on all of us. Now, I really didn't give a shit about Jack Swagger. I still don't. I want to see more Baron Corbin because I enjoy what Baron Corbin brings to the table, and I see a lot of potential in Baron Corbin. But Baron Corbin tonight tapped. He tapped, quote unquote. WWE played this angle where Jack Swagger had the ankle lock on Baron Corbin, and he was reaching for the ropes. He was reaching for the ropes, and the referee mistakenly seen that as Baron Corbin tapping out. And he submitted and rang the bell against Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin tapped out, and they awarded Jack Swagger the victory. Meanwhile, he didn't tap out because they showed a replay that he was really reaching for the ropes. And instead of this being a one and done, they're continuing this with some mini storyline. at least my intelligence is not taken for granted, man. Seriously. I like this. And obviously, if this is going to take place on No Mercy, I'm all for it, man, because these two guys had a great match. And on pay-per-view with an even hotter crowd, I think I'll be enjoying that a little bit more. So I'm very happy with that, man. Very pleased. They definitely had the match of the night, and it was at a pace in which I can enjoy. Both men really brought the best out of each other, and I definitely want to see more of it, man. So Jack Swagger beat Baron Corbin by making him tap with the ankle lock, in which he didn't. Baron Corbin was reaching for the ropes. Referee called for the bell, and Baron Corbin lost. That was that. And then, finally, man, the closing segment of the show, seeing AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena. Now, John Cena didn't have much to say here. John Cena was actually on the receiving end of both AJ and Dean Ambrose. AJ comes out, talks about how he'll prove himself to be the best in the world on Sunday, but Ambrose comes out to cut him off. Dean, very serious, got a nice little beard going on, man, thicker than usual. You know, rumors going around that Dean Ambrose might be taking a vacation, so he might be getting ready for the vacation by just letting it all hang out, and he's just going to enjoy himself. So Dean is serious, says that he had the title won last week until Cena had to get involved. But John Cena really didn't fuck over Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose thinks John Cena fucked him over. It was all manipulation by AJ Styles. Cena comes in, AJ cuts him off. And he begs Cena to shut up for once in his life. John Cena's just standing there. He's taking everything that AJ Styles got. AJ is angry at the thought of Cena comparing himself to Ric Flair. And Cena begs Cena to give him one of his rah-rah speeches, because that's what John Cena is known to do. Come out here and be all positive in a big match situation. Cena is ready to do that, and he's ready to just level into AJ Styles with his words. But Dean Ambrose cuts him off. He says Cena is a part-timer who is dying to get out of here on a private jet and go be with his people in New York. Dean is the man who works harder around here and has wrestled more matches than anyone else in the company in the last 2 years because he never takes days off. He'll be over here in the corner being Dean Ambrose while John Cena plays politics in the back, and he gets to play TV roles on major movies and sitcoms and all this other shit. Cena has enough. Cena has enough. And the one thing that I liked here before John Cena went completely ballistic is the fact that Dean Ambrose kind of went off the script, no pun intended, by using the fact that John Cena has a lot of major pull in the back. He has a lot of major, political pull as far as what happens in the WWE, as far as if he likes somebody, if he doesn't like somebody, that he's cut the career down of so many different people. The fact that John Cena is in this match, John Cena has played politics to get himself in this championship match at No Mercy. Dean Ambrose just laid it all on the line, man. Now, that all may very well be true, and I would bet the fucking bank that all is very true. The fact that WWE is allowing that to be said, and the fact that it's coming from the mouth of Dean Ambrose, who is, off the wall, and he's known to shoot the shit every now and then on the microphone, I like that, man. When you bring a sense of realism into a feud, and you bring a sense of realism into a promo to build a feud, I like it. It makes things a lot more interesting. It gets the people at home, listening more intently, and it's got my attention for sure. It's definitely gotten my attention. Now, I'm looking forward to this match. Now, I know John Cena is not winning because I know what John Cena is doing. John Cena is going to film reality TV. He's going to be out the rest of the year almost. He's going to come back refreshed after all prior obligations are taken care of. John Cena is going to be thrusted right back into the world title situation because that's what John Cena is going to do. We all know it. That's what they're building up towards. But Dean Ambrose, there's rumors going around that Dean Ambrose is going to be taking time off too, and I don't know how good that's going to be for SmackDown. They're already, working with a lot less than Monday Night Raw is working with. And if you have John Cena and Dean Ambrose out, AJ Styles and Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are going to have to carry the payload for SmackDown. So I don't know what's going on here. AJ Styles just won the championship. I don't think they're going to take it off of him. But what these three guys did tonight, they were given 10 minutes to just air their grievances. They really built to a very, very nice segment that got you excited for the triple threat match at No Mercy. It's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be great. And John Cena, at the end of all this, instead of, saying what he wants to say usually when a promo like this happens, he tackled Dean Ambrose, gave Ambrose the AA, and then AJ Styles came in and gave the phenomenal forearm, one of the prettiest moves in all of WWE, to John Cena. And then Dean Ambrose gave the dirty deeds on the steel ramp to AJ Styles. So all three men got their finishing moves done on each other. Cena got the AA on Ambrose. Ambrose got the dirty deeds on AJ Styles. And AJ Styles got the phenomenal forearm on John Cena, man. So they all got their turn. They all built quite nicely to the match, to the championship match at No Mercy. And it wasn't anything great, man. It wasn't going to blow your fucking socks off. But it got the job done. It built towards the pay-per-view that we're going to see this Sunday. Everything made sense. They tied up all the loose ends. The storylines progressed. That's all I asked for, man. And No Mercy's this Sunday. When we watch it, we're going to know exactly what we want to know going into the pay-per-view because we were given it on SmackDown. Can't say the same about WWE and Monday Night Raw. That's your SmackDown review. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. I did upload a video today, Resident Evil 4, man. If you guys ever played Resident Evil 4, I urge you to go check this out, man. I'm doing a complete walkthrough, remastered on the PlayStation 4, so make sure you go check that out, man. I'll link you guys down in the description. I'll put an annotation on the screen right now. And obviously, Wednesday, we got NXT and Lucha Underground tomorrow night, man. Review right here on the channel, so be excited about that. Until then, I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. SmackDown was good tonight, man. No problems with SmackDown. Monday Night Raw, completely different story. I'll talk to you later.